some nice ones. Thank you.
He's a legend. I think he can do it. Absolutely. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but
how do you feel about Manny Pacquiao?
I love Manny. I'm glad Manny going in too. Manny's one of the dudes that I think definitely deserves to be in. Manny always has been and always will be one of my favorites because of the way he fights. I mean, a guy to come back after being knocked out in his
Manny Pacquiao is past his prime. He's not.
Boxing veterans are giving opinions on the Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios clash. Oscar De La Hoya voices his backing, wishing Pacquiao nothing but success. He strongly feels Pacquiao still has it, labeling him a ring icon, as per De La Hoya. Manny's veteran instinct and passion still give him a strong chance, even against someone younger like Barrios.
I wish him all the best.
Father, I love him.
Can he do it?
Father?
Can he do it? Absolutely. Manny Pacquiao's
Oscar needs.
He's a legend. You know,
some nice ones. Thank you.
He's a legend. I think he can do it. Absolutely. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but I think he can do it. Yeah.
Roy Jones Jr. speaks with real respect, calling Manny Pacquiao one of boxing's finest ever. His praise isn't only about wins, but also Manny's habit of facing tough fighters. For Jones, Manny's comeback is thrilling as it lets a fan favorite, legend, shine again. He sees this moment as a way for Pacquiao to revive greatness by defeating youth. Proving icons don't fade easily. Jones' support reflects fans' hopes that some legends still carry spark even when logic says no.
But how do you feel about Manny Pacquiao?
I love Manny. I'm glad Manny going in too. Manny's one of the dudes that I think definitely deserves to be in. Manny always has been and always will be one of my favorites because of the way he fights. I mean, a guy to come back after being knocked out in two of his first three fights, then come back and do all the things that Manny did. That story is also just as awesome as Vinny Pazienza's story. You feel me? I mean, come on. Most guys can't bounce back from a knockout period. He got knocked out early in his career twice and came back and did all this.
Eddie Hearn sees Pacquiao's return with both admiration and concern. As someone who's watched careers rise and fall, Hearn knows the risk of nostalgia-fueled comebacks. He doesn't deny Pacquiao's greatness. Very few boxers match his. History but warns that ring rust matters. Time away weakens speed and stamina, especially against sharp fighters like Barrios. While Hearn accepts Manny might beat many still, he cautions against expecting vintage form. He urges fans to honor Pacquiao's career without expecting miracles.
It's a very contentious subject, like, you know, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So, you know, I guess there's two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not.
Do you think it's strange that he's coming off the couch and getting a title fight like that?
I think when you've achieved what he's achieved, you've always got the right to do things a little bit differently to others. And with all due respect, Barrios is not Boots, and Barrios is not Crawford. You know, and that's why, you know, we pushed the Conor Benn fight. Conor Benn, like, his best win is against Algieri or Van Heerden. So actually Pacquiao is a step up. You know, and people were still complaining at me for mentioning that fight, like Conor Benn is Boots, you know, but he still hasn't had those wins yet.
Ricky Hatton voices concern over boxing's willingness to push age limits for stars. He views the Pacquiao versus Barrios match as part of a worrying trend, where age legends are cleared for risky fights. Hatton recalls his own case and compares it to Tyson's late return, saying oversight has become too lenient. He admits Pacquiao still has skills, but questions if this level of competition should even be allowed for him.
4 years he's fighting for the WBC welterweight title. That's July the 19th in Vegas, ironically. What did you make of that news when you heard it?
Well, it's boxing today, innit? To be honest with you, boxing thing, you know, if you can let 58-year-old Mike Tyson box a Jake Paul, then, well, Manny Pacquiao coming back at 46 doesn't look too bad, does it? But Manny's coming back though. You know, Tyson was coming back fighting Jake Paul. Manny's coming back fighting for the world title. But, and I say this with love, you know, how has Manny got his world title shot? He's been retired 6 years. He can't. He's got that on a previous successes, hasn't he? You know, to walk straight after being retired so many years ago, straight into a world title fight. How is that allowed possible? What happened? Surely he must have been dropped out of the rankings when he retired. All of a sudden he decided to make a comeback and put him straight in at number one contender. I think only boxing can answer that.
I think did you say fifth, Joe? He's been already placed fifth in the world ranking.
Fifth in the, how can he be placed back in the top 10?
Comeback fighter.
Yeah, you know, when you've been retired years and, you know, currently on your previous, he was a hell of a fighter a few years back, but we don't know what he's going to be like today. So, you know, you'd like to think he'd have a couple of warm-up fights so we can say, yeah, and then get him in. But boxing these days, I think the money's everything in it.
You fought both, obviously. In your opinion, who's better? Who's tougher?
I think Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, I think Floyd Mayweather. I mean, and that sounds rich because he absolutely was probably one of the most brutal knockouts in boxing history, I'd say. You know what I mean? When I see him getting knocked out by Pacquiao on Instagram or YouTube or anything like that, it's in the top 10 of the most destructive knockouts of all time.
Yeah.
But I was a little bit past myself back in the day. You know, I'd had one or two, you know, I wasn't a master of defense like Floyd Mayweather. I'd take 4 to get one in sometimes.
Ben Shalom joins the debate with serious worry as a fellow promoter. He understands the allure of staging a major fight led by a living legend like Pacquiao. Still, he feels responsible for fighter safety, especially when they're past their best years. Shalom says Pacquiao's name grabs views, but the emotional and physical toll of comebacks gets ignored. He mentions older champions who suffered later in life after stretching their careers too long.
Thank you to Manny Pacquiao. Unbelievable career that we may never have a career like that again. I want you to take with you when it comes to Manny Pacquiao is moments. By taking themselves out of a comfort zone, challenging themselves. And Manny Pacquiao is a dinosaur when it last of a dying breed. We're not going to see too many fighters like this ever again. And Pacquiao is going to be the type of fighter that we tell our kids about. Pacquiao has 20 wins, greater than some of your favorite fighters' best win. Manny Pacquiao has 3 Hall of Fame careers in one, winning legit titles in 8 different weight classes. Pacquiao's legacy will age better and better and better. Times go on and on and on. A fighter like Floyd Mayweather, I think his legacy will diminish a little bit. Salute to Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest of all time.
Ryan Campbell takes a neutral stance. He admits Manny Pacquiao isn't the fighter he used to be. Aging hits everyone. Yet he thinks unique fighters can still deliver surprises despite years past. Referring to George Foreman's shocking comeback, Campbell reminds fans that boxing sometimes rewrites logic. He isn't predicting a win for Pacquiao, but he won't rule out the unexpected either.
Up for a Senate position in the Philippines. So we always know that Manny is a busy man. He gets after it. He also dares to be great. And this is wild news. Look, in the boxing underground rumor mill, this had been floating around for a couple months. We just didn't know if it was going to be for real. Was Manny really going to commit to not just coming back after 4 years away, after just one fight in the last 6 years at age 46, but to come back directly into a title fight against a young, in his prime, active champion in Mario Barrios? It's interesting theater, to say the least. It's a pay-per-view main event, reportedly for July 19th. And we know Manny Pacquiao has always brought big business, but now he's going to bring it in more of the late career George Foreman type of way to etch himself into that record book even further. Can Manny do it? I mean, look, the odds are certainly against him, but there's one thing about certain legends in this game. Think Bernard Hopkins, who fought into a very late age. Some of them, as long as they can physically get themselves into that ring, sometimes they can reproduce magic for one night. So it's a romantic situation. I got cats walking around. Yep. People are excited to see the Pac-Man back. You just got to kind of figure out, is this for real? Is he going to be for real? Or are we going to send him into a physical, violent retirement?
Greg Hackett gives a blunt take, cutting away the emotional angle. To him, this fight has zero to do with greatness. It's just about money. He's certain that had this matchup happened when Manny was younger, Barrios wouldn't stand a chance. But now it's different. Hackett insists Pacquiao is no longer a true threat, just a box office name. In his view, this bout is built on hype, not skill.
Sound like Pacquiao trying to hit a lick, you know what I mean? But Pacquiao not Pacquiao no more. It's tough to go against him in this situation, because if it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barrios' ass. But right now, Barrios, with his momentum, might fuck around and beat Pacquiao up. You know what I mean? Not knock him out, but, you know what I mean, beat him on the cards, beat him behind that jab.
Similar to like Ugas, the Ugas fight?
Yeah, like on some shit like that. It's a good fight, but it's more of a good fight for Barrios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang, so, I mean, why not? If he could make it happen, make it happen. Because I would love, if Barrios was my fighter, I would love to have a Pacquiao on the record. I mean, I would love something like that. And that's a fight you got to get ready for.
It's a fight that boxing fans want to criticize you for.
Yeah.
But the reality is Manny Pacquiao has a diehard fan base that you're going to make money with that fight.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to see other fights at 47. You Stanionis, you Boots, you Brian Norman.
Yeah, but you want to steal as much as he can steal. You know what I mean? Because again, this shit is not forever. Just like anything else, it's going to end. So you want to make some money, and you want to do great things, but not so great where I get in there with a guy that'll kill me right now. You know what I'm saying? So all right, fuck it, I'll fuck with Pacquiao. He damn near 50 years old. I'll fight him. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So these dudes different anyway. They different. If I was Barrios, I wouldn't entertain Pacquiao. I'd be on their hunt for the rest of them straps.
Despite Manny Pacquiao's training videos and confident energy seen online, boxing veterans remain doubtful. They feel his fighting spirit may still burn, but his aging body could betray him inside the ring. Training hard is one thing, but clashing with a young, sharp fighter like Barrios is entirely another. Experts worry about his speed, punch resistance, and lasting power in longer rounds.
This is a bad idea. Out of nowhere, the WBC decides they want their welterweight champion, Mario Barrios, to defend his belt against Manny Pacquiao. About 7 to 8, maybe 9, 10 years ago, I would have said, hells yeah, if we had a Manny Pacquiao championship fight. But Manny's been retired for 4 years. He's 46 years old. His last fight was in 2021, and he lost to Ugas in a unanimous decision. I watched his exhibition bout against the kickboxer guy in Japan. And again, I think people will look at this and go, well, Jake Paul fought Mike Tyson, and yeah, that happened. And I also said that Mike was going to get really badly hurt, and it was a terrible idea for him to do that. And there were some health issues and everything else. Luckily, Mike didn't get super hurt in the fight, but this is a world championship level fight against a sitting world champion, and Manny does not belong in there. And again, I'm worried.
Business-wise, Manny Pacquiao's comeback makes perfect sense. His name remains huge in the sport, and a big event starring him will pull mass attention. This particular showdown, to some, isn't about rankings or titles. It's about revenue. Opponent Mario Barrios is youthful and easy to market, and the match is crafted to create buzz. The analyst behind this view calls it smart business more than real sport.
The reason why I wanted that to happen is that if Manny Pacquiao is really considering of coming back to professional boxing, I think that would be a good measurement and sign, and a marketing for him when he returned to boxing.
On social media, fans are reacting with mixed feelings about Manny's comeback. Some applaud his bravery and support the decision. Others think it's going too far. Many are worried about his health. Fans fear another grueling fight could damage the nearly flawless reputation Pacquiao has. They argue he's already proven himself and shouldn't gamble with injury or defeat at this point.
Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios is a done deal. Fight will either happen July 19th or July 26th in Las Vegas or San Antonio. And it's not going to be a pay-per-view. It's going to be free on Amazon Prime. Whew. We blast Jake Paul for these types of fights. And yet a current world champion and Mario Barrios is going to go after Manny Pacquiao. Listen, I get it. You get to share the ring with the legend of Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest to all ever do it. But he's been retired now. He's already in the Hall of Fame. Manny Pacquiao did not look good in his previous exhibition he did last year either. Mario Barrios should easily run laps around Manny Pacquiao, destroy him. Why are we wasting time with this type of fight? It makes absolutely no sense to me. Listen.
Manny Pacquiao might have personal motives for coming back, but many critics think it's not a smart move. The boxing world knows just how cruel comebacks can be, especially for older men. His opponent, Mario Barrios, isn't just younger, he's fast, sharp, and highly motivated. That combination becomes dangerous when facing someone who's been away from competition for so long.
We could have Brian Norman Jr. versus Barrios, but we're getting Manny Pacquiao versus Barrios. I don't think anyone wants to see that. Manny Pacquiao is past his prime. He's not in his fighting years no more. And then can he make 147? I think you're letting him fight for the belt. That doesn't make any type of sense. And then if he beats Barrios, let's say hypothetically he beats him, is he gonna unify? Because Boots, that's sitting in the lamb to the slaughter. Brian Norman, that's sitting in the lamb to the slaughter. Like, this doesn't make no sense. These young fighters, like, they can really hurt Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao couldn't even handle Ugas. Like, just think about how this is all playing out. It doesn't make sense. This fight shouldn't be made. Like, there's other fighters that Barrios can fight. Like, he can try to fight Boots because I think
Tim Bradley is direct when breaking down Manny's return. He believes most fighters come back from retirement for financial reasons. For Bradley, this isn't about legacy or history, it's about a paycheck. He respects everything Pacquiao's done in his past, but he's honest this fight feels like one last cash grab. Bradley also sees Barrios as a smart pick, young, skilled, and likely to push Manny hard.
Pacquiao getting back in the ring again for a world title fight.
Well, obviously, you know, it has to be pertaining to any kind of money. You know, it has to be financial. I mean, any fighter that comes back, especially from retirement, a guy like Manny Pacquiao, it definitely has to do with money. One. Two, I think Manny Pacquiao, I think his C game is a lot better than anybody, a lot of guys' A game, even with the age. But you have to take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring, man, against Ugas. You know, he didn't look good. He was outmatched by, you know, a younger fighter. Barrios is no slouch. Barrios is a young fighter, you know, bigger fighter, knows how to, you know, control distance very well, can punch a little bit. Like, he's no easy task for anybody in the welterweight division. And for Manny to come back after this long and to face a young guy like that is dangerous. And sometimes, you know, these old legends, they got to get beat up several times before they call it quits. You know, that Ugas fight, I don't know if it was enough for Pacquiao. That's why he's coming back. But Barrios, he can finish Pacquiao. There's a possibility that he can finish Pacquiao and basically cause him to go back into retirement once again. But again, what they say, the last thing that leaves is the power. If Manny got any of that power still left in him, if he lands that left hand, he can hurt the young gun. So, but that's easier said than done.
Yeah, I actually think he can beat Bar.
A lot of people, you know, from that side saying that, you know, Mario Barrios and Manny Pacquiao been negotiating the fight and everything. And I'm gonna just be real, honestly, man. I don't care for this fight because I don't care to see Manny Pacquiao back fighting again in the ring. Like, it serves no justice seeing Manny Pacquiao after we just seen him fight in the exhibition and was not looking good at all in this exhibition. Like, he did not look good in the exhibition fight at all. So I really don't want to see Manny Pacquiao fight Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios, I mean, he gets a big payday and he gets to put a legend on his resume. And I think Mario Barrios would definitely win this fight because I just don't think Manny Pacquiao has any gas left in the tank to fight, at an elite level like he did in the past. You know what I mean? And I don't want to see him mess up his legend over trying to come back and fight, a younger fighter when, Manny Pacquiao, he's way out of his prime. Way out of his prime. So I don't want to see this fight in particular for real, but yeah, Manny Pacquiao, like, damn, they're close to 50, man. Like, come on, man. It was hard watching Manny Pacquiao in the exhibition fight that we seen him in a few months ago. Like, shit, that's why Ryan Garcia was about to fight the damn dude, because Manny Pacquiao was getting clipped in that shit, man. For real. He was getting clipped, man. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to see Manny Pacquiao, fight anybody. I don't even